Oh, hey there. What are you doing down here? What are you doing down here in my, basement? Oh yeah, that's right, because I tied you up down here. Well, untie yourself, honey. I've got something to show you upstairs. A little treat. Come on.
The sun has risen. Unlike our relationship, in which the sun has most mercilessly set upon. I know what you've been doing. You've been watching other YouTubers. I've seen them in your feeds. Is what I do not enough for you? Is what I am not entertainment enough for you? Is this house, this beautiful house that we share together, not enough for you? So many happy memories. The hole that you spent your first night in. The shitting bucket. The lube that I used to oil you with. That thing. And of course, the well. Things kind of creepy me out. So that's one. And of course, the good times. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna do a skit about the well. Let's just not talk about that thing anymore, okay? You remember the well? You remember the well? I told you, if you ever misbehaved, I'd throw you into the well! And now you sit here. Sit here! And let me show you what a real man does. I do what a real man do. Ooh. Sometimes a man's just gotta do what a man's gotta do. You never went into the well, did you? Apart from that one time. But today, I enter the well. Let me show you its mystical secrets. Let me show you what nature deemed unworthy of this. I can't quite get it out of the thing. I'm sorry, I'm stuck. I'm actually stuck in the well. Not a good sign. Oh, wait, oh my God! Mother of God, why did I think this was a good idea? Get in the car, we're going to BurgerKing. Well, that's over. Get in the car. Oh, did you think you were riding shotgun? I know the car's red, but this isn't communist Russia. Get in the back. Got everything you need in here, you know? Could a man want what? Sit nice and comfortable. There we go. You, got your seatbelt on? Good. You hang right there. I gotta go do what man gotta do. Hang on. Get in the car! Oh, for God's sake. Get in! This rabbit is my wife now. It's gonna be a very, very long trip. I don't know. I might get lonely on the trip. And there's only so many ways that you can just stick her in there. Perfect. You see all right? Good. You comfortable? Good. 2 tomatoes not overlapping. A thing has happened, my friend. That is, we appear to be driving sideways. We also may have lost a few things. That doesn't matter. I'm starting to regret placing my wife here. That's perfectly fine. I'm glad you're with me on this triumphant journey. Why is there a wheel in the back of the car? Because it's tough. I know. Out there in the real world, everyone is wearing a mask and walking around like they haven't had a shit in 5 years. So I am forced, like a good citizen, to stay home with my family, who aren't real people. Let's be honest with each other. Real people don't wander into the kitchen at 7 a.m. and look at you as if you've just fallen off the back of a sewage truck and hit you with all manner of imposing philosophical conundrums like, is that what you're wearing? And I look back and I go, well, I mean, it does appear to be on my body, so one can only assume that is the case. And they scoff at you! They scoff at you! That little roll of the eyes that says, I cannot even begin to summon forth the energy to tell you just how stupid you are as a person. And then they give you that look, you know the one, well, we're going at. I'm like, what, outside? People are? And people can see me? Yes. And you look like you work as a toilet brush for a particularly ferocious pair of obese Mexican food-eating champions that share a bathroom, so go change! And my new boyfriend, who my boyfriend, who I've not known for very long, but I do love very much, does kind of look at me like I'm an old dog. You know, oh, look at him. He's so sleepy and lazy. Does he want a snack and some pets? And I always say to him, yes, absolutely, please pet me and make me food. And he takes me for walks and he sits me down by the fire when it's cold, and I'm 60% positive that one day he'll take me out back and shoot me. He has that look about him, you know, that mad look in his eyes that says he is exactly one mental breakdown from becoming a serial killer. You know what's going to happen? I'm going to have to help him hide the bodies. And I hate manual labor. But I don't blame him. I mean, it's easier to have a relationship with a dog than it is a person. People do stupid things, like ask you questions. What is that you're eating? What's in it? Did you make it? Where did you buy that shirt? Who did your doors? Where are the bodies? Where were you on the night in question? You know, or annoy you by just being in the same room as you. Dogs are not like that. Dogs say things like, oh my god, you came back, it's been 700 years, where have you been? I'm so excited, here, let me lick you. You know, my mother was the opposite. Living with her was like living with a paranoid psychic. She was the great curator of the future, mainly what I am supposed to be doing and exactly what will happen if I'm not doing that within the next 5 seconds. But also the great curator of the past, mainly, you know, what happened, how I'm responsible for it, and exactly how the crime should be remembered. But also how I bear a striking resemblance to some of history's greatest monsters, which in her mind ranged from Hitler to my dad, who was a drug-dealing pimp lord, ran several brothels in Edinburgh, Scotland's capital, back in a time where Edinburgh had a bar with live pumas in it, which was shut down due to animal cruelty laws, not because they were feeding them the remains of people who couldn't pay their bar tab, which I think tells you everything you need to know about Scotland in the 90s. Yes, I am from the 90s, which feels weird to admit, especially when you're in a place like Samita Media's Discord, where him and all his friends and admins are bitching about schoolwork, and there I am, like one of the fucking ancients, retelling stories of things that happened 20 years ago! Christ, I feel old. Scotland is a weird place. It's very difficult being there because as soon as people clock your accent, they kind of run up to you and say things like, do the Scotty, or do the Shrek, and you have to stand there and be all like, I can't do it, Captain, I don't have the power, which is annoying and also racist. So you know I don't have much of an accent, you know. This is... I do speak with a more
neutral accent, and this is literally just to stop people running up to me, Americans mostly, and screaming, "Oh my God, Joanne, look here, we got a true Scotsman. My grandmother was Scottish, did you know her?" The Scottish accent, I'm sorry to admit this, is fake. I know, national secret. I'll get into a lot of trouble for revealing this, but I can't do it anymore. It's put on. We do it for tourists. You go way up north, way up the north of Scotland to places where the names of villages look like Wi-Fi passwords. And all the locals come out and point at the sign bearing their town's name and say shit like, "Ah, bet ya can't say it. It doesn't read as it sounds, you know," because the name of the place is the only interesting thing about it. But if you go to the local pub, everyone is speaking like this. "I say to me, Aaron, who was that frightful chap I did catch a glimpse of you around the town last eve?" "Ah, yes, that would be my good friend, the Royal Tax Collection Society. Unfortunately, Mildred and myself were caught stealing a goose from Her Majesty's Casino, and one can scarcely afford the bribes that they command. So I invented the good inspector over to sup in hopes that my rare collection of fine wines might so win them over. I do say, is that a gaggle of tourists approaching? See you funny! You ain't getting pished again with that fucking posh bin. Oh, what you can. Always funny about with some hoover or any other. Oh look, they've gone. Anyway, back to business. This is a hobby for me. I don't think I'll ever reach a point where I'm making enough money to cancel all my life plans and do this full time. And even then, I'd want at least 20 fallbacks and probably be shoving all the money I make into investments or saving accounts because honestly, YouTube just seems like the worst employer. I mean, they have a robot answer everything, don't care if some government or big corporation shafts you up the asshole for a couple of quid, and the only way you can get tech support out of them is if you have enough Twitter followers for them to notice you. Or if you're rich enough. Like everything, as soon as you're rich, you can bypass all the bullshit us little people have to deal with every day. That said, if I do reach 1 million subscribers, I will immediately petition the City of Edinburgh Council to build a statue of me. I mean, considering we have statues dedicated to witch hunters, racists, slave traders, and English kings, I'm pretty confident they can squeeze me in somewhere. I mean, I've only have 999,950 left to go. I'm pretty sure I know a few people I can convince to subscribe. I mean, the thing is, it can be very disheartening to look at people who have made it. To take this game I'm playing now, Longdrive. I've watched about 50 other YouTubers, hundreds of thousands of subscribers, hundreds of thousands of views, all making the exact same video. They start in that house I did the bit right at the start, spend about half an hour washing the car, putting the wheels on, going, "Oh look, paint! Oh look, a sword!" And then they drive, talk about how they're driving, play with the radio, video ends. Hundreds of views, millions of views, thousands of them, monetized, rent is paid. And it's boring! There are so many YouTubers out there wandering around mansions, bragging about their new iPhones and how they've painted their channel logo onto their new Lamborghini, and I can't even begin to describe just how fucking dull these asinine fucks are. Oh, look at me, I'm pretty. Oh, look at me, I'm so funny and charismatic. No, honey. Everyone's watching you because you have a jawline that'll make 14-year-olds swoon, gay men cry, or because you're a woman that's tits bounce in just the right way, and you should never underestimate the power of several thousand horny men.
Shake your ass for your Twitch chat, bitch. Shake your ass for your Twitch chat, bitch.
No one is paying any actual attention to what these people are saying, unless it's a bitch fest. That's why the beauty community is so disgustingly toxic. They've realized no one cares about them or what they say. They just... unless they spill the tea. Spill the tea, you beautiful fucking disasters of human beings, so we can make our boring, petty lives that little bit more interesting, because you have to be able to talk to something with Sharon at brunch that afternoon, or maybe, just maybe, the topic of conversation might turn to you and those First World War trenches you call eyebrows. You don't get that shit with me. It's just sadness, and anger, and wine. Too much wine. Which is probably why I only have 46 subscribers. But I digress. You're here
And it doesn't matter if I never make it. The fact that you're here now, I really appreciate it, and I love you. Marry me. Don't marry me. Don't marry me. I'm drunk. Shut up. I mean, I did try weed, like, a few times, and I will say it is amazingly disappointing. Absolutely amazingly disappointing. Because kind of the media kind of puts it out to be kind of like this one drug. Oh, you go on a trip, and you'll see pretty colors, and you'll and amazing things. You'll get really, really creative, and you have such amazing ideas. And maybe that's true, but for me, it was just I sat there, and my pillow felt very soft, and that was it. That was my whole experience. And I tried it several times to see if it was just like a bad batch or something, but no, that's just generally what the experience is. It's shit. It doesn't do anything. For some people, I think there is one strain of the weed, the devil's lettuce, which does increase creativity, but there's a bit of a problem with it. And I think when they're trying to teach children, don't smoke the drugs, stay in school, they've got it right with all the other ones, like cocaine and smack and everything. That'll fuck you up. That'll, like, you'll take enough cocaine, you'll start coughing your lungs out. Yes, you'll die. That's fine. With weed, however, because they get all these people going, oh yeah, man, weed is great, yeah, you smoke weed, it doesn't even fucking hurt you, the government lies, it should be legal. And that's fine. You want to make it legal? That should be absolutely fucking legal. I've crushed, oh no. We're just gonna keep going and pretend that didn't happen, alright, so shut your face. Yes. I'll give you $20 later, alright? You don't tell mother. Yes. So weed is not all it's cracked up to be. I mean, if you tell anyone there's a fucking bus stop there, oh my god! Where did that fucking buzz come from? I think we've lost something. Hang on. Your light fell off. I think this is supposed to be your coolant tank. Where are you going? Get back here! Why are you running away from me? Don't run away from me like everything else in my life! Get back here! Why? You need to reach over and hit the brake, or you'll die! Well, that was fun. Yeah, I think the coolant tank has fallen out. Yeah, there it is. Hang on a second. Yes, it has. It's alright, I've played my summer car, I know how to do this. There we go. We've also lost the glove box, but I'm less concerned about that. Where the fuck did this bus come from? Holy shit. You can't drive those yet. It'd be cool if you could, but you can't. What was I saying? What was I saying? Quickly, I can't remember! Yes, weed. Yeah, so they teach the children that the weed is bad. And it will kill you, and all the stoners go, no, it won't, dude. Totally need to legalize it, dude. And that's fine. You want to legalize it, that's fine, I'll support that. But here's the thing about it. You know when you drink coffee, you get a buzz, and you have energy for days. And then the next time you drink it, it's not so much energy. And then you get to the point where you have to drink coffee to be just as awake as everyone else. You know those annoying people that can get up at 5 in the morning and just be sprite and wonderful and can dance around and do things and get on with all the tasks of the day, and they haven't had a single drop of coffee. All they've had like an energy bar and they've gone for a jog, and that's them for the day. You know, those fuckers. The rest of us are on our 6th cup of coffee and 3rd cigarette, and we're still feeling groggy. We need to be left alone in a dark room for half an hour just to scream! Those people, right. That's the thing. You smoke weed, there's a high potential you will get lots of ideas. They will all be shit ideas. But there would be ideas. And then, so your imagination is fired up, and then the next time, smoke it. Your imagination's not so fired up. And then the time after that, not so fired up again, until you get to the point where you have to smoke weed to get the same level of imagination as everybody else. That's why when you meet people who have smoked weed all their life, when they're like in their mid-30s or 40s, they are the most boring fucking people on the planet. That's what they need to do. That's what the schools need to do. See, with okay, children, we've told you all about the cocaine, we've told you about the smack and the heroin and the sticking needles up your ass, and that's why that's bad. Now we're going to teach you why the weed is bad. And they bring in Jeffrey with his long hemp tie-dyed trousers, all naturally woven from, I don't know, a tree that only grows in southern eastern Cambodia. And he sits there with his shoes made out of coconuts, and he talks about his wonderful life. He drives a completely biodiesel fueled car that they built themselves out of sandalwood and old orphaned trees and bits of cabbage. And they live on a farm that doesn't have any power for half the year because it's 100% solar powered. And he sits there and he talks to the children about the 12 dangers of gluten and why you should avoid it, not be eating bread or pasta, and why everyone should take up yoga and meditating and praying to Shiva. And then his wife comes in and talks about her arts. She's an artist, and she shows all the children all the paintings she's done with her vaginal blood. You know, this one's an African child, and it represents sensitivity of light and motion and the 5 crippling habits of capitalism and why it's all wrong and greedy and everything else. And then she picks up her Apple phone and no sense of irony. And once you bring in like the 7th couple who are like that, all fucking talking about hemp and goji berries and superfoods and all the other bullshit and how the government's out to secretly tag their ears like cattle, the children maybe start to get the idea that smoking weed is maybe not the best of ideas. And that maybe they should just, just drink coffee and swear loudly like the rest of us. Because it doesn't really matter what happens. You can smoke weed all your life, but by the time you get to 30, you're going to be a boring fucker. And you're going to be sitting on the toilet, screaming loudly into the void, trying to do a shit. That's just life. That's how it works. And it doesn't work any other way, regardless of what people tell you. Unless you are rich, beautiful, and famous. But even then, I'm pretty confident Madonna sits on the toilet, screaming her fucking face off. This is like she just tries to do a shit. It happens. You don't see it. It happens. Don't smoke weed. Drink wine. Wine's much better for you. Look at this. Look at this. It's a mechanical keyboard. There's nothing in this world that infuriates me more than a mechanical keyboard. Programmers already annoy me, mostly because it's a thing I don't understand, and then they act like you're the fucking idiot because you don't understand the thing that they do. It's like, oh my god, it's so fucking easy. How'd you not fucking know this? Oh my god, you're not like leak like us. Oh, I could fucking hack your IP. Oh my god, you use Windows 10? Oh my fucking god, do you like the internet? Sneaking about, knowing everything that you're doing? Why don't you use Linux like a normal person? Yeah, I'll use fucking Linux. Because one thing I really enjoy doing is rewriting half the code of my operating system every time I want to play a game. That's great. Yeah, I'll go ahead and use Linux. Yeah, fucking. But the one thing they do more than anything, more than all the smuggery, all the bullshit, all the memes that they all the sense of superiority that they claim to have is mechanical keyboards, because they've all fucking got one. And when you're talking to your friend on mic that's got a mechanical keyboard, actually, wait, hang on. I have a prop that demonstrates this problem completely perfect. Just hang on. Hang on a minute. Just stay right there. I know you're tied down. You can't move. Just stay right there. Did you get a thing? Just give me a moment here. God, why is this like that? Just, God. God. Yeah, right. So you're sitting there, talking to your programmer friend. And you're like, hey, how are you? And I was like, oh, I'm great. I had a good time. Hang on, I'm speaking this on the Discord. Yeah, me and the wife family are thinking of going up somewhere upstate, you know. Just having a great time. Maybe do some fishing over the weekend. And you're like, what? What are you trying to say? And I'm like, what? I can't hear you. You should really get a mechanical keyboard. They're great. They're so much more reliable. And that, children, is why I fucking hate mechanical keyboards. And if you ever buy one, if you ever buy one, I swear to God you're walking the rest of the way.